What's going on, my good people? My good people, it's Godspeed King coming to you. Today we are in the mix with Motion Made Media, and we're coming out to talk to one of the most prolific and brilliant minds in music here in the Central Florida area. Today we are visiting Quarantine Studios to sit with none other than Argenis. If you know, you know. If not, you're about to find out. Let's go. Good
Everybody, it's your
shit,
boy
bro.
Argenis, aka Geniside, and I'm in the mix with Motion Made Media.
Cause in this game, we play the shit to win. I shoot my shot, you know what's going in. We live and die by the shit you just pretend. So pick a side, you ride it if you win, nigga.
Welcome, people. Today we are in the mix with Motion Made Media, and we are sitting down with one of the most brilliant minds here in the Central Florida area when it comes to music. We are in QML Studios, which is Quarantine Media Labs, with none other than Argenis.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's definitely a pleasure, brother.
Thank you, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
This is me personally. This is my first time meeting Mr. Argenis, but it's a pleasure. It's all mine. The pleasure is all ours, bro. We've been waiting on
Listen,
this.
brother. One thing that's very valuable in life that we don't get back is time. So even just sharing that with you is a blessing, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. And there were some situations that were going on behind the scenes that could have stopped this from happening. But shouts out to Argenis for going ahead and making it happen for us today. Definitely. So, I don't want to rough your feathers too much, but we definitely want to go ahead and get into it, man. You're a mystery when it comes to us, and we feel like in this series we want to go around and kind of like pick the brains of those who are the most influential in the area. It's constructive because we want to go ahead and feed this information back to the artists that are coming up, the aspiring engineers, and those, so they have a beaten path to follow.
Yeah,
you know?
facts.
So you definitely had to be one of the first guys that we went and sat down with. So just give us a little backdrop of who Argenis is.
Okay. I'm a very simple person. Again, my name is Argenis Rivera. I do go by Geniside. I don't spell it the normal way, which a lot of people I've gotten criticized for, because honestly, it's Geniside. Argenis, genocide of the story. So you're getting my side of stuff when I speak. When it comes to music in general, I've been doing it for about 21 years. I grew up actually in a Latin band. I used to actually sing as a backup singer.
Right.
Oh, man, I went through that stage in life, man. I did that from like the age of 17 to like about 22, 23. It was a blessing. We ended up getting signed to Universal Music Latino, so it's like the Spanish version division.
Right. Now let me ask you,
on
that, was that something that was naturally like from being raised?
Nah. I'll tell you, it's funny, but just, to kind of make it quick. I was into Latin music like that. Obviously, in my family, it's natural in the roots. My pops used to be a drummer on the island in Puerto Rico, you feel me? So he was involved in a band. And my brother was a DJ. He's DJed for 20 plus years. But he's always been in music too as a musician. He plays percussion and stuff.
Right.
Me, I was the only one in my family that was actually raised in the States, to say, in the sense of like, when I turned 1, we moved straight to the States. So I picked up the English first and then the Spanish. Everybody else in my family, it was the Spanish first, then the English. You feel me? Okay. So I was like the little black sheep. I was the American kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so the opportunity came just strange. I was playing ball in Marion Oaks one day in the courts, you know what I'm saying, when it was like back in the days when it was like brand new. You know what I'm saying? Because that thing, I've been out here long enough to say, man, it was before the courts was even there. There was not half of a community center was there. But yeah, man, just playing ball one day, I went home. And it's crazy, my brother was like hyped up about something. He's always been, again, involved in music. And he was just like, yo, man, I got this dude, man. He has a band. Man, he's connected to somebody big. I know you don't know because you're not involved like that with the Latin music. But, yo, this is a chance. You just got to be a backup singer and you can get paid good and all this and that. And I'm over here like, yo, you serious? Like, you trying me right now. Like, I don't even sing. I don't even sing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, bro, but you can get paid this, and this a night. Okay, so no, I'm not a singer, but hold on, let me hear him out. You feel me? Like, it was just like one of those things, bro, money motivated, you know what I'm saying? Because I would have never in my mind, that was not, out of high school, I didn't even know what I was going to do. You know what I'm saying? Music was not really a thing like that. Like, for me, you know what I'm saying? For my family, it was, but I was just a chill guy, man. I was always just looking forward to, like, hanging out with people and just, I was a lot more social then. I would say I'm introverted in a way now.
Right, same
You know
here.
what I'm saying?
So let me ask you, when did music grab your attention? When did it become something that where you're like, you know, I'm gonna lean into this a little bit more?
Okay, so at that moment, when, you know, yeah, you had the thought of it like, man, when he told me about the money, it's like, dude, to find out I had to do like choreography and all that. Bro, I listen to English music. I listen to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like so it's like you telling me to like change completely who I am. And this is ridiculous. It's like you want me to look like Menudo if y'all know
Yeah,
Menudo. You know
Menudo.
what
That
I'm
was
saying? So it's
thinking
like, yo, I'm
Menudo.
not even, you trying me, but then it was just like,
But Menudo was big. Menudo.
So now you're looking at the other
remember,
side that hit me too. You know what I'm saying?
The other guy too, Rico Suave.
Yeah,
like these guys
yeah.
were
They
big,
made
bro.
it. They made it like huge. But the thing, it was just like, okay, this is crazy. But the money kind of was like, yo, like I ain't really doing nothing right now. You feel me? So anyway, I heard homie out. He tried me on the mic, and I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I remember him clearly saying that he was like, all right, so it's not a problem if we mute him. We have two other real shit. It's not a problem if we mute him. We have two other singers that sing. We just, man, he fits the look. He's young and he could do the choreography. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what choreography? Again, it's like, what's going on here? Then it went to this whole, that phase. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy because it's like, you never know until you try, right?
Right.
And it was one of those moments where it was like, man, you know, being completely transparent, it's like, bro, is this like a manhood thing or something at the time? Like, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, the experience became something amazing. You know, the people I met, the fact that I got to not only, again, I started at 17 as a backup singer. I learned how to play an instrument. So when we had to fill in a spot, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was able to do that. And then it went down the road to when we got signed. I got to travel, man. I got to go on tour. So that's when I started really experiencing. Now, check it. I was like 17 years old when this all happened. And then came out in the paper here in town in Star Banner that we were like one of the first like in Ocala to actually sign major like that. And we were Latin. So it was like different for them. And I remember, man, I used to perform and I had to be escorted in and out of the clubs because I was underage.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So it was like, all right, the set's about to start now. So they'll walk me in, I'll perform. When the set's over with, everybody can hang out. They would take me out, go straight to the hotel room like a little kid. Got to watch TV because I ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
You feel me? But then it grew from that to, again, the experiences, networking, seeing the production, actually witnessing how the magic happens and the people who can make it happen. And then it was just like, oh, shit, this is real.
So, so to piggyback off what you just said a very important thing. People don't understand, and you say you got 21 years in the industry, right? Mm-hmm. People don't understand how important networking is. How a relationship 20 years ago can carry you even now today. So like every person you meet and every person you go on and your brand and you meeting people, man, that networking and that relationship is something that you got to protect because that's what this industry is built off of.
It's funny that you use the word protect because it's like at the end of the day, my mindset is I like bridging gaps. Like today we just bridged one. It's the first time I'm meeting y'all, but this is a connection that could be forever if it's genuine. You feel me?
Right.
And the thing is why burn that? Why destroy
that's
that?
Why we
you gotta protect that.
You gotta protect
you feel me? So, you know, that's also why, in a way, man, I've always tried to conduct myself again at the end of the day. It don't matter how long I've been doing this. You know, it doesn't matter who's in the room. You know, you can consider them important, unimportant. Anybody that gives you their time is important. You know what I'm saying? So, like, always keeping that bridge alive. Because, again, it could be 21 years later. You might not see each other for 15 years, but you might be in the same place y'all wanted to be. And then, guess what? You can just pick up from there, and it's still genuine.
It's like you never missed a beat.
Exactly.
When it's a protected and when we got even,
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? So big shots to that. And one thing I could say about that, man, like my boy was saying to you off camera before we got to talking and chopping everything up. Before we ever came across you, met you personally, DM'd you, I had already heard so much about you and heard so much of your work. Your reputation precedes itself. And it's always, he's talented, but this is a solid dude also. My boy, one of my main young guys is Turbo. Oh. That's my guy. Turbo's my guy. So
My brother.
You see what I'm saying?
But that's everybody, even y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like, I even feel the energy, man. And even, no lie, behind the scenes, having the kids in the stew, man, that's a blessing. Right. We build these things to be able to, this is generational. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk. That's what I tell my children at the house when they come inside. They come inside the studio. They come in our workspace. I'm like, I'm trying to build something that y'all will be able to take to the next level.
Facts.
Definitely, bro.
Yeah,
so,
man.
I know you said your brother was musically inclined and your dad played some instruments. Is that where you picked up your inclination for instruments?
Yeah, I would say my brother was the first official influence for the fact that he was also a DJ. So he did the Latin thing, but when he DJ'd, it was straight hip hop. So I grew up listening to Onyx, Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? Tribe Called Quest. Honestly, if I had to say one of my favorite rappers of all time, though, on my top 3, Raekwon the Chef, somebody I grew up with, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, AZ too, so I was very.
So you got a lot of up north influence.
Yeah, man, because when we moved to the States, as soon as my pops was in the military too, so when he got out and we moved to the States, like I said, I was the one that kind of picked up and raised in the States. Yeah, so we moved to Jersey.
Right.
So, I was in Jersey till like I was like 10 years old, and then we've been down here ever since. So
when you go to talking AZ, when you talking sugar,
bro, Asiatic is one of the albums that I used to listen to the most back in the days when he dropped that, you know what I'm saying? But again, Raekwon the Chef, Only Built for Cuban Links, Big L, you know what I'm saying? But that's going to the old heads like that, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, shout out to the legends, man. And this is what it's all about, man. You guys here in Central Florida, I know we knew this is all getting started, man, but this is what this is all about, man. This is what it's built on. And I just want to bridge the gap here in Central Florida to connect it to the rest of the world, to the rest of the industry, the culture, man. This is culture what we're sitting in front of, man.
Right,
so,
man, I appreciate that, man.
Like I said, so when did you get into Central Florida?
All right, so we moved down here, and man, they did this shit where they promoted property out here like in '95. It fooled my parents. We moved to the Oaks. They told me we were gonna be. Listen, I was a kid, right? I was like 10 years old. They promised me we were gonna be close to Disneyland, man.
Oh yeah, that's the
whatever.
sale.
Yeah, they got me. Yeah, y'all got me. Y'all moved me into the Oaks, and then when we got here, we couldn't even find a house because the Oaks was, bro. We were one of the first settlers out there, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I remember when the Oaks really had nothing. Like when Dixie was probably grand opening, we just got the McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? We had Arby's in the pilot. You feel me? Like it was just. Like it was like a farce, bro.
Right,
you feel me? So
it still give you that vibe a little bit. You see it thriving.
Your homies, you knew everybody. Literally, you knew everybody in the Oaks because there was probably only like 30 kids in total at the time that I could think of, man. You know what I'm saying? Riding bikes, and that's how we would meet up because your neighbor was like 3 blocks away and somewhere lost in the woods because every turn looked the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 95. You know what I'm saying? 95. I got down here in 95.
Okay. That we just wrote a song summer 96. So yeah, 95, 96. So how old were you around that time? About 10?
Yeah, 10. Yeah, 10.
Okay, so school, you went to school out here in the Oaks.
I caught Sunrise, you know what I'm saying? I caught Sunrise on the back end, you know what I'm saying? 4th and 5th grade.
It's your boy Cali. You in the mix with Motion Made Media. If you ain't making no motion, ain't no motion being made at all. Y'all stay locked in, stay tuned, stay subscribed. It's a lot of motion on the way. You heard it here first. Cali, gone.
Growing, so we want to grow this culture right along with it, man.
Yeah,
if you build it, they will come. So we just trying to build it, man. So you started going to Denellen. So Denellen was a high school years. What was it like?
Denellen, it was cool,
for you,
man.
That high school experience.
All right, so again, I'm a completely transparent person. I only lasted till 10th grade. I was a dropout. All right, like I probably did the first couple months of 10th grade. I just didn't. I don't want to say hate because hate is a strong word. I don't hate anything, but I disliked school. You feel me? I disliked reading. I was a knucklehead, so I didn't know what I wanted to do. You feel me? So all I was doing was going to school. My pops used to, without no permit or anything, he used to let me get the whip anyway. And I used to drive to school, drive the homies, drop them off, have breakfast at the high school, chill with everybody, probably play. Coach, I think it was McDivitt, his name. We used to pay him $1. Sorry to throw it out there. He's probably retired anyway. He can't get in trouble anyway. But we used to pay him $1 for every period we played basketball in the gym.
Right.
And he was like, "Yo, if you get caught, you in trouble. That's on you. You can't say nothing." So my bad.
Hey, shout out to Puncho.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Puncho at MacArthur because he did the same thing and we ain't had to pay
That's
him.
love.
Shout out to Puncho.
That's love, though. I'll pay you $1 any day if you let me just skip and play ball all day. So you know,
all day long.
So that's what I used to do. school, and then I ended up dropping out, man. So, like, I had a lot of free time because then it was like, man, I dropped out, like, not even, like I said, midway through 10th. And I still obviously have to do the rest of that, 11th and 12th. And then my friends are still involved in school. So me dropping out was like, I felt like, that's why I guess where the introverted stage started coming from, because then I didn't have too many people to hang with at the time.
Right.
So I started getting into the solitude thing because my friends were still having to go to school. And here I am, a dropout. What am I gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just chilling, smoking and bullshitting. You feel me?
That was me.
So
16.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
so that literally was what, you know, I dropped out. I think I got my GED just because my parents obviously encouraged me. Yeah, we gotta get
you
that.
You gotta do something.
Like,
you're not
facts,
just gonna be
you need something under the belt. You feel me? So
it actually was a blessing in disguise because I wasn't the typical student. I somewhere in those 9 weeks I'm gonna mess up, and it's gonna my grade. I might have did good for 2 or 3 weeks, but I'm gonna blow it, and then I'm gonna have else by the end of the 9 weeks.
Listen, I don't even know why I was showing up just to eat breakfast there. I could have just stayed home, but that's how, you know, I still went to school. You feel me? Now, did they have my attention? Nah. You feel me?
Now, when you got to the point where there's no traditional school, you're out at 10, you go get the GED. Does that lead you to the studio to music?
Okay, so that led me to being, so I had the opportunity to be around my brother more in a sense, right? So, because I was home, and he always had, again, he was a DJ involved in the music, so he always had like his homies. Obviously, he's older. He's like 9 years older than me, so he had the homies that used to rap, the older cats, right? So I have this free time now, right? And I'm peeping this because, again, you know, he was always DJing, and it was like, yo, like, that's cool, like what they doing. But again, I was the annoying little brother though too. So anytime I try to be around, my brother was like, yo, get out. You feel me? Or like, get away. We don't need you, bro. You can't be exposed to it. Like, you know, whatever it is. Whatever mentality he had. And but me, it was just like, nah, like something was like clicking with that, the recording thing. You feel me? But I never, it like clicked, and it was like, it was cool, but I never really followed through with anything. Again, it took the Latin band thing to start really being an influence on, because that's where I started, actually, that's when I got to see my first production in the sense of being in the studio and seeing an engineer working. So that's when life hit me right there, and I knew what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? But
so that
like,
was your moment.
That was my moment. It was during the Latin band phase when we were recording an album, that when I finally got to experience the studio myself, you know what I'm saying? And then see an engineer, like, his name is Ruben Lopez, man. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's from Orlando. He's actually a professional musician. He plays for like top artists. Like, even if I'm not mistaken, he even plays for Mark Anthony when he plays out in Orlando. So he's just like next level dude. But at the time, he was our bass player for our band. So it was really dope because we had him, and then we had this dude named Mike. I think it was Smith. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? But he used to be Akon's recording engineer. But then he was working for himself at the time that Akon decided to fire everybody when he went on his thing. And then so he opened up a studio called Gold Star Studios in Orlando. It was like the 22nd floor or something like that. And bro, the view was beautiful. So the booth, you were seeing out the glass into the city. And then the thing is that was my first time really experiencing the to say, like, again, you know, the home studios or whatever don't compare in a sense when, you know. So getting that first experience and then seeing the genius, you know what I'm saying, on the boards, I'm like, yo, like, then putting it together, just one man. You hear all these guys going in the booth, but one man's putting it together. That was like, yo, I don't want to do this band shit no more.
Right, there we go.
I just found out what I want to do. So then, you know, coming back home from that experience, it was like, all right, Pops, I want to do this, you know, because at the time, obviously, he was very supportive. And he wanted me to study something. My parents, you know, obviously from being a dropout and all that. So I was like, yo, let me do the Full Sail tour.
Okay, the Full Sail. There we go.
Yeah, did the Full Sail tour.
Yo, it's on road, and you in the mix with Motion Made Media.
On this quick, right? But the thing is the same thing as the concept of like when you get knocked down, right? Are you gonna stay down there? That's the whole thing. Like, I can't stay down there. Like, I don't belong down here. You know, when you get knocked down, like, you're supposed to get up. You know, that's what was built in us. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to get up. And we got people, you know, even if you have somebody depending on you or not, you're supposed to be depending on yourself. What do you know, like, who you are. Like, we're supposed to be built to last. You feel me?
Right.
So, like, what does it look like me staying down there, especially when, if I believe in it this much and it's gotten me this far, I can't stop now because then I done wasted this much of my life knowing that I
you'll
could
never
have
get
done
back.
something different that I won't get back. But you know what? At the end of the day, again, it was one of those things that I also found my healing through it. And that's another thing too. Depending on what you're doing it for, man, there's so many reasons that you do music. It could be for the money, for the emotions, for the status. You can find so many different reasons. Me, I actually found the healing out of it.
Right.
And I think that's the reason why it carried me so long, because if I couldn't do it for anybody else, I was still able to do it for
Hey,
myself.
shout out to that, man, too,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
man, as an artist myself, I find myself in dark areas or in complicated areas, and sometimes it's just too much to communicate. And music is where I'm able to vent all of that out, man.
Yeah,
So
man.
shout out to people who are able to see what this music does and why it's that much. I tell people all the time, man, it might be music to you, but to me it's a ministry. You know,
What?
it ministers to me, it ministers to others. That's why I approach it
What?
religiously. When we go inside this booth and we talking, man, we
love
talking
that.
to the masses. So I'd rather be somebody that's pumping
Bro,
out some
people
positivity.
don't realize that when we're rapping, my fault, but it's just like you said, it's beautiful that you use the word
We
ministry.
here to talk
'cause
to
know
you.
what
I ain't
we're
here to
doing,
talk.
bro?
We here to talk to you.
We're documenting our lives when we do that. So we're not realizing that when we pass, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're literally documenting our lives. And back in the days, people had to chisel or write it out. We have the ability to where years from now, if it's stored long enough or restored long enough, man, like they can hear what you sound like, your emotion.
I trip
and
out
that
now.
that's more genuine than trying to read it through a book, because you know that it could be a line, a scripture, or anything, and it could be taken in so many different ways.
the
That's why we have
context
so
is
much
not there.
confusion. Yeah,
But with the
So,
music, you can feel the
you can
emotion
feel it.
there.
You feel it,
Man.
and then when you hear it from a person, you feel me? You're documenting your life. Like, you gotta realize, like, that's amazing. That's what I call the digital thumbprint. You feel me? Like, you're leaving that. You feel me? And we're leading into a digital era, so you gotta catch up with the times too. You feel me?
Right. Trying to stay
So,
innovative,
yeah.
stay on top of everything. That's
Yeah.
true. Man, hey, have you ever had one of those sessions where you like, man, like, it feels almost like magic is just happened. Like, we were able to harness this. Like, okay, here's what I'm saying. I was listening to some of my music from maybe 10 years ago, and I was able to say, damn, I remember exactly what I was going through. I know exactly. Like, that song captures a certain moment, a certain feel. And I think that when music's done right, that's what it should do.
Oh yeah, facts.
So, when was the first time you felt that? Where you felt like, man, did I just make that? Like, did I just put that together?
I'm gonna give you the craziest answer, and that's recently. That's actually recently. I just went through that experience, and it kind of gave me another level of motivation. That it's like, man, 21 years, and I'm just realizing this now about myself. You feel me? That's the beauty of growth, man. Like, you know, if you ask me 10 years from now, there could be another experience that can replace that. But right now, I could say it was recent, just because I've been working on a little something. You know, I know I promote it here and there. I'm not much of a social media guy, but I got to stay with the times too. But I've been working on a little project for myself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just to see where I'm at with the
I got
growth.
to hear it. I got to what you did share. I heard
Yeah,
a little of it.
yeah, and
I'm
you
like,
know, I'll
Jay
definitely
get-
play you
Jay
something
getting his
afterwards.
artist bag. Okay.
But the fact that now, you know, me producing the beats and having full creative control. I used to produce beats before, but I never really got into it. I was more into the vocals and just, you know, that's where people shine, man, when they speak. So, you know,
True.
yeah, bro, you know, it's one of those things that it's just, I wanted to captivate people's voices, man. You're helping people with their dream. The beat is just like a template for them to work off of, but realistically is the vocals, bro. That's why, you know, if they put enough emotion, the acapella will give you the same effect. You
What?
feel me? So,
What?
like, yeah,
Oh.
so that's why I got into vocals, man. You know what I'm saying? And the fact of, like, vocal manipulation, like, in a science level, it's like, yo, I get to actually, like, control frequencies and vibrations on how it affects people emotionally, and people don't even understand what they do when they boost or they take away certain things. Like, it's bigger than just a music thing. It's sound, it's life. Life sits at 432, and people don't realize that if you really want to heal, you could put music at that frequency. Just find the right sounds. But, you know, people don't, if you want to get on the celestial level, we could go up to the 900s, you feel me? But, like, it's things that at the end of the day, man, you got to know what you're using it for. And that's why, like, bro, like, I'm just big on how, like, that's why, like, don't get me wrong, I've had this knowledge, but then I went through an experience recently, and it was more of a spiritual experience in a sense, because I took a trip, man. I was doing sound on set for this TV pilot that's called Common Grounds. If you check out, I've been promoting lately. I got to
seen
work.
you
Yeah,
been promoting that.
I'm working with the actors from A Bronx Tale. They're having like a 32-year reunion. Lilo and Terrell Hicks, who also played Keisha and Belly.
Right.
So I was just working with them, man, and just went through some stuff out there that, bro, you know, it was like yeah, the experience was dope, and yeah, the thought of like I'm working with them, like bro, it was something spiritual happened up there that is just like, all right, so I get it. So it just rewired me when I came back, and again, it's one of those things that is like, again, like I just said, that change and that feeling just happened recent, man, and I'm working towards things that could probably...
It's refreshing, isn't it? It's like you see the next 20 years unfolding right in front of your eyes.
Bro, I don't see myself retiring, unfortunately.
That's how it's supposed to be. Hey, no, that's that's fortunate.
I know, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Listen, at the end of the day, if I put 21 years, you think I'm quitting now? Like, you know, it's got me here, so... You know?
Do you have a favorite instrument?
Yeah, my mind.
That counts. I like that one.
Yeah, why? Because everything you touch comes from here. So if you can just coordinate the mind with your hand, it manifests the sounds and stuff out there. You can create nothing out of sound. The mind is the instrument.
True.
Everything else is just tools.
True.
You know
Over your years of engineer work, is there a favorite system, software?
So I'm a Logic Pro. I'm a Logic Pro guy. As far as plugins, you know, I love building my sound out of SSL, because SSL, if you go back into history, man, the SSL 4000 was the famous board for hip hop. It's just the sound, the circuitry that gives it. It gives it a gritty sound.
Gives it that,
yeah. So you know, I'm very specific with my sound and the plugins I use. But as far as like, again, software, Logic, you know, I can use pretty much any DAW. You know, that's the one thing. Don't let anybody tell you one DAW is better than the other. They're all tools. They all do the same thing. You just got to learn how to use them to the best of their ability. And once you do that, man, you're unstoppable. So it doesn't matter what anybody says about that, man. Just pick what works for you and run with it. You feel me? Like, that's pretty much what it is right there. You know
for the up and coming artists, we'll talk about the rappers now, who I know you hand in hand, you deal with a lot of artists. Let's talk about a little studio etiquette, because at the end of the day we want to teach, you know. So studio etiquette, what are some of the things that are like no-goes for you with the studio?
Man, so, you know, I look at it this way, you know. I gotta be transparent.
Got to.
You know, that's the thing. It's that mentality, and I say it like that because it's just like, man, there's no other way. Like, you could try to find ways to explain it, but you know, you're paying for your time, and if you value your time and your dreams and your goals, you know, like, I'm gonna be here and give you and match energy. I'm gonna give you 120%. Even when you don't match energy and you slacking on your shit, I'm still gonna give you 120%, because I got to give you the opportunity and a chance to believe in yourself, because you stepped in here for a reason.
True.
So I can't half-ass it on my end either. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what, bro? Like, you can have any studio etiquette you want. I know motherfuckers get messy and all this and that. Things can happen. Listen, clean up after yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be an adult about it. And just value your time.
Be punctual.
You know what I'm saying? Be punctual. Value your time. You feel me? Because, again, you don't know when this opportunity could be taken from you.
Right.
You don't know when anything can happen, and things could shift in ways that you just in a completely different direction. Enjoy while you have it, and do it right the first time. Then you want to come back and do this over. No, just do it right the first time, and that just actually is just put a little thought into it, man. It just works, bro.
True.
You know, and consistency is the thing. If you want to grow, I don't care what anybody says. Listen, one thing about me, there's never been any special formula with me. That's one thing about it. You know, I've heard the question, yo, Jen, how you do it? But Jen, why? Listen, it's not even as how I do it. All I do is I'm consistent. When I don't want to work, I work. You feel me? If you want, yo, real quick, you know, I know this is like a behind the scenes. Just let them know we're wrapping up anyway.
Yeah, we wrapping up.
Just work. You feel me? Just like work. That's to show you. I got a session already pulled up right now. Just work.
Yeah.
You feel me? Just work. Like, one thing about me, I've worked through my problems, my sorrows. Sometimes I know that's not a good thing here, but you just got to find what works for you. I can't give you the best advice on what works for you. Just do some shadow work, man. I'm telling you. And listen, you know, one thing about it too, man, I give all the glory to God, because at the end of the day, even this conversation, I wouldn't be having it if he didn't give me another chance to live another day and make something happen.
That's true.
So again, if he giving you breath, you know what I'm saying, then breathe life into what you're doing. You feel me? That's all it is, man.
Okay, so before we get up out of here, man, I just want to ask you I have two more questions.
Yeah.
I know that you used to work with Just Jada.
That's my brother right there too.
When I think of that, I'm like, okay, from my point of view, I'm sitting back. I'm a guy from Miami. I just moved out here a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So I get here and I start meeting people and they start telling me where all the movers and shakers at with this music. Yeah. And all I'm hearing is Studio 55 and Geniside. But then when I find out that this was actually, that was Powerhouse to me. What happened?
So at least from my perspective, here's the beauty of it. There is no what happened. That's still family.
Okay, there we go.
You feel me? I don't know, if anything gets mixed by anybody else.
No, I can say that.
No, I'm just saying. You know
I deal with Just. I can say that.
No, yeah, that's family. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, shout out to Stu 55, shout out to Just. Just was my neighbor, has been my brother for I don't know how long, Obviously, with this music thing, everybody finds their route and we go different paths. And sometimes you don't see people for a long time. But one thing that me and him do is we'll reach out to each other like, yo, you good? Yo, you good? Even
protect
if
the relationship.
Listen, and it's just, bro, the brotherhood. Because one thing about Just, man, is he's always been an amazing, solid dude. And, I don't care what anybody says. You know what I'm saying?
I call him the Godfather. He's like... Yeah, he's
bro.
Like
I love it too, man. Now to kind of explain, like if anything, what happened? Like I said, nothing happened. I already had my thing going, and at the time when Stu 55 was building, Just was looking for some guidance at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because I was already in this, and he used to see me already have overflow at my crib because he was my neighbor. So he's like, yo, this is fire. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I bet. Like, he's like, yo, I got an envision because I'm trying to, this vision, and I want to help out and I want to do this and that. So it's like, all right, let's get it. Bro, my job, again, man, I'm a man of service, man. I love to help in any way, shape, or form. So, bro, the opportunity arose when he told me about Stu 55, and I mean this in no disrespect. That was his vision. I already had my stuff working. So one thing about it is I couldn't. It was not a fact of going under anybody's umbrella. Is he wanted to establish something solid, and I believed in it, just like I believe in my own. So of course, if I can help out, let's make it happen. Because guess what? You on that side of town, and you helping out cover ground. This is nothing about competition. This is like we taking care of the community.
Right.
So that's literally what it was, man. I look at it this way: if we would have been under one roof, we don't cover as much ground anyway.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So, I've always been quarantined. Back in the days, it was Quarantine Studio since like 2008. And we just turned into Quarantine Media Labs because we're a bigger production now. You know what I'm saying? And again, with the Stu 55, man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to them because it's always been solid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I just see growth, man.
That's
I
what
think
it
we
is,
just
bro.
chalking up the growth, and from on the outside looking in, I see two powerhouses that good.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of it. Again, it's beyond the music, man. Because when we check up on each other, we know how to separate that. Yo, how you doing? Like, how are you doing?
Real.
Not how your business doing. Because you know what? We got to handle business no matter what.
Bro.
Is how you doing. You feel me? And shout out to Just for that, because again,
Shout
he
out
established
Jada,
something
man.
beautiful too. You
Shout
feel
out
me?
Just Jada. And he definitely speaks highly of you, brother. Your talent and everything. Like I said, before I knew you, I had a chance to hear your work and to also know the type of person that you were. So your reputation precedes itself. I just want to give a chance for you to speak on probably who you see working out here. Who you see? Let's motivate some people, man. Who you see working out here, man?
Listen. So yeah. Definitely I can name drop some people that I really enjoy working with. Does that take away from the people I don't?
Never. We never take away anything.
That's
this
just
is all
me
motivation.
again being transparent. Why? Because there's so many special people. There's people that are catching traction, but there's people that they're gonna catch traction too. You feel me? So as long as you working, you feel me? And that's the beauty of it, because if you work, we're gonna grow. Like, there's growth and consistency. But there are different angles when it comes to it. Shout out to G5 True, you know what I'm saying? As far as when it comes to doing, he's from out here. He definitely got a dope sound. I've been working with him since I was at the Red Room. Shout out to Bex, wonderful neo soul R&B artist. She's amazing, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my girl Safina. Check out, be on the lookout for her. Amazing. Her debut single is gonna drop Shout out to Matt Capone, you know, QCMG Primo, who do amazing work. Man, but again, like, you know what? That's why I don't like name dropping, because to be honest, man, shout out to, you know, Jay, who's holding the phones right now. Shout out to Taz. I haven't met you, but you know, work speaks for itself, right? So when you out there making noise, shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that's in this building, because you know what? They working. You feel me? Like, shout out to anybody and everybody who works. If it's a track, if it's just a hustle, just shout out to you if you're working and you getting yours. Just remember, don't quit, man. When you drop, your response is everything. When you fall, your response is everything. So get up.
Right.
You already know who it is. It's your grandma's favorite rapper, Courtney P. You in the mix with Motion Made Media.
Listen, I'm not talking in any sense of like, I battle. Yeah, nah. I'm me. Like, I'm genuinely me. I just realized that, like, I've been blocking a lot of blessings. You feel me? Because I didn't have the right state of mind. And again, you know what I'm saying? It can happen. You feel me? So that's what it is.
Hey, man, I want to thank you for a wonderful interview, brother.
Bro, I appreciate you again.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. We got years of work to do.
Oh,
you
definitely.
know, start up a brotherhood, man.
Yeah.
You heard it here. I will be in here working with the genius, man. Man, we're very appreciative, man. Come out here, see what Argenis got going on. Come book. We're going to put the information up, man. Book. Facts. Get you some time. Do yourself the favor of coming over here and getting professionally laid, man. Thank you once again, man. Your hospitality is top tier, man. The studio is fucking brilliant. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's renovating.
Yeah, listen, when y'all pull up beginning of the year, I'm going to be doing a ribbon cut, a grand opening. Like I said, we just converted to Quarantine Media Labs. This place is going to look amazing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting God guide me through how this place is going to look. And I know y'all gonna, you know what I'm saying, y'all gonna love it, man. And beautiful space to create, man.
Hey, we appreciate you, brother. It's all love from Motion Made Media,
Same.
man.
Appreciate
and we will
you.
be here for the ribbon cutting, you know.
I
but you'll be seeing us before then, bro. We got work to do,
let's cook, bro. Let's cook.
I could go ahead and look in the mirror and be proud of myself, cause I achieved things that I never thought I could with no help. Just wanted a better life, generational wealth, and be the greatest to ever do it, cause the vibes is getting felt. Like ding dong, see my name out here ringing bells. No ping pong, that back and forth, quickly getting dealt with. If you think otherwise, I was destined for that greener grass that's on the other side, and I won't jeopardize my soul just so I can live a lie. That's crazy.